Good evening, race fans, and welcome along to round number 3 of the LFM Pro Series. Yes, we are back once again with the new format, 28-minute race and then a reverse top 15 grid for race number 2, the 40-minute feature race. That's 4 races that we've had so far this season, and quite the series of results so far as well. And yeah, one driver separating himself ever so slightly from the rest of the field. Good evening, my name is John Wright, aka Double O Raven. I will be here to take you through all of this evening's action, and it will come thick and fast given the grid that we're currently seeing. Tonight's track, Circuit of the Americas, 3.5 miles, 5.5 kilometres of some of the most technical track and tarmac on the planet. 2012, it was built specifically to test the drivers and the cars, and oh my goodness, doesn't it just do that, and the drivers will be fully put to the test this evening. We're going to have a look. Of course, it was Silverstone last week after an opening bout at Watkins Glen. Well, in fact, we'll jump on to the results of those in a moment. My apologies, I'm getting way too ahead of myself. More than excited over the action that we're going to have tonight. There is the calendar of which I speak. There we can see Watkins Glen and Silverstone already. Spa, Barcelona, Red Bull Ring and Monza still to come, followed by Imola, Kyalami, Bathurst, Suzuka, and then the 90-minute finale at the Nordschleife. It's got to be done. The drivers, of course, vying for some incredible prizes. There we can see the top spot straight away. Fanatec, €2,500 in cash. Second place, we'll get the next level racing FGT Pro bundle. Not too shabby either. And thanks to PXN, there's €1,000 in cash for third place in the championship. Not too shabby at all. Over the 14 rounds, we're going to see 27 races, 2 a week until the last week, of course. There we go, and we can see from race 2 last week, it was Abe Santema bringing home the win with Grantis Caracas behind in second. George Boothby making it up to 4th place. Sorry. Yeah, Boothby finishing in 4th position. 3rd place. Or as yeah, my apologies. Yes, the Mustang show behind the McLaren up at the front. Of course, that was the reverse order grid. What has that done for the standings? Well, you can see it is Karakas and Boothby that are atop the table, separated by only 29 points after the 4 races so far. Philip Minar in 3rd place, Sam Gaskell in 4th, and Shea Sullivan making another strong charge in the championship. 5th position after the 2 rounds. Eric Delfant and Abe Santema, winner last week, finds himself in 7th, just behind Delfant. Wojtek Neuwirth in 8th, Axel Ramene in 9th position, and Sasha Wassner rounding out the top 10, just ahead of Foch and Rakhmetov. So yeah, very close in the standings, as you would imagine. We're only a few weeks in. The drivers are flooding out onto the track. It is Samir Foch just having a bit of a wiggle on the way out of the pits there. He is first driver out. Absolutely no messing for the majority of the field, and they will be keen to get some laps in. It does say 30 minutes till some rain, but that could well change. The track has upgraded. In practice it was only at green. We're now all the way up to fast. So there we go, marked improvement for the drivers. 21 degrees track temperature, so well within the wheelhouse. But yeah, we could well see some rain. Drivers vying for track position. The qualifying stages, Boothby, Minar, Cross is out on track. Toby McVeigh is out as well. The chat is live. Good evening to YouTube. We had Balas Zabo in the chat early doors. Welcome in. Thank you very much for tuning in on YouTube. Good luck for the racers, he says. We do have a combined chat. I believe most of that is in the German stream. But good evening to everyone that is watching on all the streams, of course. Good to see all the support that LFM and the pro drivers get. Let's face it, they're not too bad at the old racing. So yeah, it's good to see them. Yeah, good to see plenty of people tuning in to watch. So yeah, thank you again. If you do remember as well, you can get involved in the racing yourself. All these drivers signed up to the LFM website, got themselves a race or two, got themselves a bit of rating. Now they find themselves up in the top split. Are you the next one? Jump on and find out. Of course, plenty of racing covered. The Assetto Corsa Competizione, Assetto Corsa Automobilista 2, and my beloved race room as well. But of course it is tonight the ACC's turn. It is the Pro Series. The drivers slowing down to get themselves through. A lot of yellow flags, as you can see there on the track map. That is everyone going nice and slowly out of the last corner, all bunching up. As I say, 3.5 miles, 5.5 kilometres this race, the racetrack is. So we'll see some times coming in. I did mention this was a seriously tricky and technical track, designed specifically to be difficult. And yeah, it really is a fun one. The track limits here, even over a 20 and 40 minute race, they're going to be violated quite a few times. Down into the hairpin for Sir Foch. He's having a bit of extra steering input there. I believe that they call that esports setups, like Bambi on ice skates. You have to be absolutely on it or the car is away. Coming along straight number 2 and into a very, very, very heavy braking zone here. You can see the camber in the track, pulls you down in, and then oh, there you go on the exit. An extra bit of steering input once again as the car tries to let go. An exaggerated version really of the hairpin at Suzuka. Similar. a quick double gauche in reverse, and then it is of course into 16, 17, 18, and then eventually 19. Quite the corner this one, a whole lot of apexes to take before you get on to a straight piece of tarmac. Oh, and he uses the curves very nicely there indeed. Oh, and we've got drivers that are queuing up still to get their laps started, so still 3 of them queuing up at the last lap, as we're going to see drivers quickly coming across the line. That is an interesting predicament for the drivers to deal with, but there is Sir Forsh across the line, and he didn't get a time set, but Boothby certainly did. Boothby, oh no, he's been beaten by Gaskell with a 204.9. But Boothby, Karekis goes quicker as well, he's in the 204s as well. Minar is only 15 hundredths behind his teammate, but there is Sam Gaskell, quickest driver teammate of them as well, of course, and provisional pole position with 10 laps on the board, or 10 times on the board, sorry. There is more coming in. Tobias Haug crosses the line. There is confirmation that Eric Delphant, one of 3 drivers on 2 minute 4.9, finds himself in the middle position at the moment though. Second place for Eric in the NRG Sim Racing Mustang. He's got Karekis, championship leader for Visceral, currently in third. Boothby quickly down to 4th place, still ahead of Minar with O'Sullivan, 205.1. We're seeing improvements right up and down the board here. We're going to see more times come in, and we're going to see improvements, and I can confirm the purple lap is currently being shared. The sectors are lighting up between Delphant and Karekis. Gaskell is going quicker as well. Kors is inside the top 10. So is Maxi and Burez. 2 minutes 6.1. He's just been ejected. Oh no, he's not, sorry. Maxi, there he is. Burez. Another driver on 206.1 along with Tadic. For Penguentum Forces, cracking name, Gianluigi Guida, 13th place with a 206.6. 25 drivers we've got with a time so far. The Porsche of Whaler bringing up the rear of the field, and he has just been overtaken as well. His 209.6 running as fully representative. A Saiter lap. And the lobby has fully filled as well. We've got 45 drivers out for tonight's race. As I mentioned, this is going to be a 20-minute race. The finishing order, the top 15 will be reversed, and that is where they will start in race 2. There was as well a minor change in the rules starting last week. I will basically read this to you verbatim because it does explain it very well. During the first race of the Case King Pro Series, the stewards have become aware of a previously unconsidered case, and as a result, penalties in the first race under certain time intervals can mean a significant advantage for the second race in the reverse order of the top 15 drivers, provided that the penalty is annulled by a successful appeal after the race. So it's a bit of an inadvertent flaw in the system, which saw some drivers actually benefiting in race 2 from picking up a penalty and successfully appealing it in race number 1. The rule change took effect last week. And effectively, this means that we will not change the starting position for the reverse grid, and race 2 can be started in the reverse order of the finish of race 1. Penalties will only affect race 1, and appeals for penalties from race 1 will only affect the result of race 1 without affecting the starting grid for race 2, which will be coming up straight after this. So yeah, just a minor change in the penalties, in case anyone's wondering why the drivers aren't carrying them forward. Yeah, it causes an inadvertent glitch, and yeah, drivers can actually benefit. So we've got 6 minutes left of the quali session. 204.4 for Grantis Karekis. Up in first place, Delphant in second, Boothby to third, and Gaskell now down in fourth place, but he is going quicker. Minar still holding on to fifth, with O'Sullivan in sixth place. A couple of drivers popping into the pit, seeing a big improvement at the moment for Suleimanov. Oh, and he's just invalidated his lap. Did someone say track limits? Rich Mando as well. He's up in the 208. It's 208.0. But he's got a good 4/10 in his pocket at the minute, and he is coming through turn 12. So over halfway through the lap, he can carry this home. In fact, he's gaining more time as well. So this would see him jump up to about 25th. Now got 39 drivers that have set times out of the 45. Samir Foss with no time set at the moment. Yeah, he was the first driver out as well in qualifying. Hasn't managed to get a lap set as yet. Joins 6 other drivers in that position. Ooh, look at that, rain in 10 minutes, heavy rain in 30 minutes. Now the track conditions for the race are usually start somewhere circa the qualifying conditions as well. So yeah, we're going to see rain for the last few minutes of race 1. Fingers crossed. O'Sullivan, who we're on board with, has gone up to 2nd place. That's 2 drivers with a 2:04.4 to their name. Gaskell has gone back up to 3rd place. Delfanta's only just on his way out of the pit, so he'll be starting the flying lap. Boothby is about to cross the line and start a flying lap. 2:04.5. That's absolutely wild. Less than 0.2 of a second separating the top 5 at the moment. With Kareka still the top gun. He's leading the way in the championship, and he's doing himself a world of good in this one. 2 minute 4.397. 900ths quicker than O'Sullivan. More improvements down the field as Guida is looking to drag his Ferrari to the end of the 2nd straight and keep a hold of the 0.4 of a second he is currently carrying. That would get him into the 2:05s, and in fact it would see him jump from 19th a fair chunk up the field. So we'll see how he gets on. 41 drivers now have set a time. Van Rossum, Line, Foch and Pluderman. No time set at the moment. Sir Foch has managed a 2:06.0, but it wasn't valid. Van Rossum and Line both with a 2:08.2. And 2 minute 10.4 for Pluderman, so that would put him at the back of the grid. Guida has gone quicker. He's breached the 2:06. That's a 2:05.7 for him, takes him up to 14th position. Not many improvements showing up at the front. Delfant with a yellow flag. Okay, so he's just giving space. He will be flying out with that last corner soon. And Karekas with a white flag. Okay, he's in the same boat. Okay, so so they've got enough time for this lap and one more. So yeah, even with it being a 2-minute lap, they're still managing to get quite a few in. Oh, a few yellow flags here. Okay, my apologies. Yep, the yellow flags are again just drivers slowing down to give space, get themselves some space. Looks like Fettenberg is back in the pits. Tobias Haig looking to set a valid lap, just coming through 16 now. Just coming past some more traffic. Oh, and I tell you what, he's finding big chunks of time. He is going to need it. To be fair, he's on a 2:09.2 at the moment. Wow. Okay, so he had a spin coming out of turn 19 on his previous lap. He has just found a whole lot of time, and he's gone 27th. How? Up to 2 minutes 6, or down, sorry, to 2 minutes 6.9. And he's carried some good pace across that line as well, so we could see another improvement there. Caracas heavy on the brakes through 13. O'Sullivan 210s down, Boothby down and in 5th. Once again, himself and Minar on the same row. Only driver seemingly improving at the minute in the top 10 is Maxey, another Mustang driver. They really are dominant here on home soil. Although as I'm saying that, yeah, Caracas, yeah, because he is of course in the Mustang, but yeah, it's it's a car off the side of the track. It's a Mustang dominated track. Oh, Boothby in the pits, he's done with qualifying. So Boothby is done with 20 seconds left to go. He's jumped back, so Caracas, one challenger for the top spot down. A few more still to come, and Eric Delphant, just exiting turn 2, so he's just started his lap. Wow. He cut that one close. There you go. Discount codes in the chat. 10% discount on Go setups with the code GOLFM. And of course the LFM Patreon page if you want to jump on board and support LFM. And it's over 250,000 drivers and yeah, multiple servers and races and events. It's yeah, a phenomenal establishment. So yeah, if you do want to support Patreon, very much a good place to start and get yourself out on track. What are you waiting on? You never know. You could be the next Caracas. He is out setting a flying lap at the minute. He is looking good for provisional pole. That's O'Sullivan, Gaskell, Delphant joining Boothby in the pits. Minar is in there as well. Jack Humble with a very modest 7th position. I'll see myself out. Michael Frey currently in 8th, and in fact, sorry, Caracas has got a checkered flag next to his name, so he looks like he is done. We've got 42 drivers with a time set. We've got one driver that's left the server. Pluderman is going to start the race from the back of the grid. No time set. His best time is invalid, 2 minute 8.007 by the look of it. But Sir Foch, turn 13. This is his last chance for romance. Now, he hasn't actually set a valid lap as yet, but this one does look like it's going very quickly. Oh, well spotted. Cryptic TMG, thank you. I never spotted that. You're right, yeah. Track is green, so less grip now. Wow, so it has deteriorated. It is not often you see that. Let's see what he can do. The mighty Pepega Mustang. Is that how you pronounce it? I hope it is. It's showing my age. 28th gets a 207.0, so it does manage to set a time just at the death, and he will start pretty much in the middle of the pack. We've got 4 minutes till the start of the race. We'll get a look at the qualifying results. But as I say, that is 43 drivers that set times, managed to set a time out of the 44 that are going to start the race. That is still Silverstone. We'll get the COTA quali results up in a moment. I can't actually get them on the screen there. But just a quick reminder, of course, we are here for the CaseKing.de Pro Series. Prizes up for grabs for the top 3. €1,000 cash for 3rd place. The FGT Pro Bundle for 2nd. And €2,500 cash for our series winner after the incredible calendar of races that the drivers will be going through. As we can see, for the vast majority of the season, it will be 2 races per week. A 20-minute race to start our offering, and then race 2 will be a 40-minute feature race, which will feature the reverse of the top 15 from race number 1. Really is going to make it a cracker and keep it very, very, very close for the entirety of the season. So it's already 4 races under our belts. We've got race 5 and 6 this evening from COTA, Spa, Barcelona and the Red Bull Ring to round out the first half of the season. And of course the 90-minute special at Northslife to decide the championship. And I do genuinely believe it will take until that race to decide the championship. Oh, my apologies. Let's see if we've got the quality results up. No, so... yeah, we'll get ourselves a quick look at the starting grid, which will have the times on it as well. Grantis Karekas, we can see there, leading the way. He'll be followed into turn number 1 by Shea O'Sullivan. The Mustangs really are dominant here. On row number 3, it will be Sam Gaskell leading the way for 255 competition, just ahead of his teammates, but they are separated by Energy Sim Racing's Eric Delfant joining Gaskell on row number 2. Row 3 is an all 255 affair. George Boothby starting in 5th, just ahead of his teammate Philip Minar. 204.8 Minar's time. Jack Humble starting in 7th place. The Aston breaking the Mustang dominance in the top 10. Targaz Yusuke, didn't notice that, my apologies. MyTech GP starting in 8th, and then it is Thawache Maxi in 9th position, 205.2. He'll be followed into turn number 1 by Fisher Racing Esports Matis Krosh, rounding out the top 10. And then it is David Lindblom for the Sim Seniors, my new favourite team. They'll be followed, or joined on row number 6 by Bellic GT Racing, Kevin Bellic behind the wheel. Gianluigi Guida going for the old window wipers to cut through the air trick there. He is joining Sanel Tadic for an all Ferrari row number 7. Then it is Lubin Lasky in the Audi Van Rossum for... Oh no, that should be Tadic, my apologies. There we go. They just passed one another. That does... there is Van Rossum, my apologies, for Unicorn Racing. Then this is Tim Flake for SL Racing Team, starting in 17th position. Gary Head for the Apex Predators, another Ferrari. So strongly owned by the Ferraris in the midfield, but of course the Mustangs pretty dominant. Then we've got another Aston Martin, Fabian Pures for Alpha Racing Team in 19th, and rounding out the top 20, Azat Suleimanov. Another Ferrari driver, 2 minutes 6.4 his time. James Green in the Aston Martin, 2 minutes 6.6, good enough for 21st position. Stephen Wiggins for Vesser Racing Team in the Porsche, good time in the Porsche. Kobe McVeigh in the McLaren, starting at 23rd. Then in 24th position, New Engines Dustin Herpel, another Mustang participant, will be followed by Daniel Buurman in 25th place. In 27th, Tobias Haug for Carbon Motorsport. Then we've got 26th position here, David Tepper for SL Racing, just getting themselves a bit out of sync. LFM's content creator extraordinaire, Mr. Savmir Foch, starting in 28th position tonight. He'll be chased into turn 1 by Rich Mando and the BMW in 29th. Then it's Mario Hoffman for Curler Works Racing Team, 30th position for the Aston driver. We do have rain, that's why the window wipers are on. Benjamin Muti starting in 31st. This is going to be insane. Am Concrete Design Racing starting in 32nd. We've got Raphael Schwartz for the Apex Predator. His McLaren good enough for 33rd this evening. Mamo for ASRT in 34th. An exceptionally colourful Ferrari there, love to see it. Chris Fettenberg for the Ultimate Reinschwitz Troop. Starting in 35th, it's Jan Heymans for the Team Red Lions in 36th position, 2 minutes 7.770. It's a lot of sevens. Nell Grizzle for Speed R Esports starts the BMW, 38th place. And then in the Porsche, Team Red Lions LFR, Felix Weiler. He'll be followed by Ivashkin in the Honda. Then there's another Ferrari, Nicholas Bruel for FNK, starting in 40th. Oops, we've lost the Honda. There's the Honda. Then it's Bruel in the Ferrari. Then it's Berix, the Speed and the Power Aston Martin in 41st place. We've then got Ollie Line, Carbon Motorsports, has just jumped back to the pits. Jens Pluderman is in the pits as well. And so is Marco Stevens. It does look like we're getting very close to the start. That we are indeed. There's a few of them that are already jumping at the pits, and it's green light, and away we go for race number 1. And what a run off the line it is by Visceral Esports. Is he going to take the lead? He's going for a round outside. He's absolutely hanging in there for dear life. Karekis, the 1-2 almost swapping there for the team, but it is Karekis that has held on to that one. O'Sullivan, Gaskell, Delphant, Boothby all staying line astern, and as you were, we seem to have lost temporary control. Bear with me a moment. There we go. Yes, so Karekis with a good start. It looks like an overtake attempt there involving Samir Foch van Rossum with a bit of a yellow flag as well. It'll be interesting to see how it all started on their tyres. But it is still as you were. Mathis Krosch with a phenomenal start for Fisher Racing. He's already got himself up 3 positions. Got the jump on Humble, Targazuski and Maxi. Phenomenal start for him. And Lawrence van Rossum as well. Gets himself up 4 places at the start. We've got big changes here too for Suleimanov. Oh, and he's round the wrong way. He's round the wrong way. We've got an Aston Martin facing completely the wrong way as well. Fabian Burns, I believe that was. Well, all that went on. Michael Frey has made it up 19 positions already from the start. Up to 26th place in the Porsche. What a getaway that was. Karekis though still leading the way. I'm going to say leading the way. It's as precarious as you would expect in these races. The top split really does bring out the top drivers in the absolute top action, and this is how close they are up the top, and so close between the teammates now. Sheila Sullivan surely chomping at the bit to get past his teammate there. Boothby is going to be looking to join his teammate Gaskell past Delphant if he can. Dunkier Mike says, what a mess. Was there a big crash? There might have been. We might have missed it. We'll check the replays in a moment. Thank you for the follow, Axel Alex Racing. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Everyone's following Karekis at the minute. Let's see. It does look like he's got the soft tyres on in the rain. 19 degrees as well, so it's going to be tough to keep the temperature in the tyres. But yeah, everyone up at the top, you can see there that yellow band. We have had some drivers come in and start coming. Yep, so we've got one driver on wets. Ooh, a couple of them have thrown the dice. Tyrus has been in the pits, but he's still on dries and wets. Ooh, so we do have drivers that have thrown the, as I say, thrown the dice. Ooh, and Mamo finds his way off track. He's on the wet tyres, so he started on the wet tyres. So yeah, we've had quite the difference in starting strategies. Karekis still leading the way from his teammate O'Sullivan. Gaskell in third, Delphant in fourth, with Boothby in fifth, and Mina still rounding out the top 10. As you can see, he's got a bit of breathing space back to Mathis Krosch. That is the biggest gap within the top 10 at the moment. Actually, as I say that, Croce, yeah, my apologies, Croce doing a good job of breaking away Jack Humble, the driver, currently in 8th position. He is down 1, Croce still up 3 positions. Lubavsky, oh, we got Delphine Boothby with yellow flags. Let's jump on to some... Do we jump on to replays? Yeah, let's do that. So yeah, this is Boothby involved in an incident here, it looks like. Oh, he's going very quickly indeed down the second straight. Has a look up the inside of the hairpin. Absolutely sends it, but the cutback massively open. Oh, there's a bit of contact on the exit. They both survive though. Minar almost picking up a free 2 for 1 at the start of the race. Let's just grab this replay here. Hoffman in the Aston Martin. Early in the lap and early in the race, already looking like settled out of that corner. He's got... Yeah, bit of contact on the exit, does survive, so not a huge incident there for him. We've also had Kobe McVeigh in the McLaren. You can see how much ground he was making over his drivers. Oh, the Ferrari ahead's on a bit of a tank slap, and he's gone round the outside of the Aston Martin, which has come straight back at him, and it's Red Lions that are in behind as well. Oh, and it's a nice move, a little bit of a touch there on the way through, but well held by the Aston, and of course McVeigh. Boothby now, still running in 5th position, with Karakas still up in 1st. It's all as you were for the top 6. We've got Pond Wall. Welcome in, thank you very much for the follow, hopefully I'm getting that correct. Suleimanov is where he started. Sanel Tadic down 23 positions. He has been into the pits. Yep, I did mention that. Haug has had a trip into the pits as well. 49 seconds, so tyres and fuel's going on. Fixed fuel in time of 25 seconds. Michael Frey carving his way through the field. He's up 30 spots to 15th place. Wow, who says the poles can't go in a straight line? Someone forgot to tell Frey and his engineers, and he's going for another move if he can, and he gets it done on Cody McVeigh. That is a very nice move indeed, and he is about to pick up another one, I think, here. David Lindblom in the Honda, of all things, about to get outgunned by a Porsche. Oh, they're losing the back of the car a bit now. The rain is definitely falling. The track is greasy, but the Porsche is having an absolute field day. That is Michael Frey up another position. And he is on the dry tyre. So yeah, Frey making absolute moves through the field at the minute. So too Samir Foch actually. Did not see that one either. Well, we did catch it at the start that he made up a couple of spots, but that's him now up 18 positions, up to 10. So his troubles in qualifying, well forgotten now. He's up and into the top 10. Which will of course get him that bit closer to the start of the grid come the reverse order. Green is looking for an overtake there in 15th position. He's got Lindblom well and truly in set. Oh, in the back of the Honda, almost stepping out there. He's done well to hold on to that, and I'll tell you what, Suleimanov could find himself with a free position or two here as well, given the battle that is going on. Oh, and in fact it is oh, it's David Temper in the yellow Ferrari I was looking at there. Sorry, so he has SL Racing have made up a position in that Stramash. James Green down another one. Suleimanov at the back of that little pack. And oh, Lindblom almost, and he did lose the position there. That's a very nice move by Tepper, sorry, for SL Racing. That is that's very nicely done. Lindblom in the Honda. Definitely struggling through the corners as you would expect. Has he got enough? Oh, and he is on the wet tyre, so planning to make the most of those. They are still going to get pretty hot in these conditions. given that they are full wet tyres and the track is only is only at greasy at the moment. Oh, Tepper ahead, having a bit of a moment as well. He's going to need to watch himself. Shea Sullivan has set the fastest lap of the race, and he really is giving his teammate a torrid time of it. Up at the front, they are both absolutely in it to win it. Highly unlikely we're going to see team orders anytime soon. With Sam Gaskell doing his best to maintain the gap to P1 and 2. All the tyre spiel there from O'Sullivan's tyres as he looks for any kind of grip he can get. And the rain is going to increase before the end. When it gets heavier, it's going to stay heavier. On an absolute knife edge there must be at the moment. Eric Delphant still ahead of Boothby in 5th, ahead of Minar in 6th, Croche in 7th position, up 3 spots as I mentioned. Jack Humble, the only driver in the top 10 that's lost the position so far in the race. Luboslavski. That one is going to keep tripping me up, I'm not sure why. And Foch both making big gains. Michael Frey, of course, up that 32 positions at the start. And he is closing in on Gary Head. David Tepper up 13. Despite all those battles that was involved in. Oh, and we've got Targazuski and Bures swapping positions. It does look like Bures has got himself a bit of damage there, a bit of bumping and grinding around the track. Schwartz up 10, Maxey down 15. So tough start for Maxey and for Guida down 16, and Bellic down 18 positions. Sanel Tadic after that pit stop has gained some positions back, 20 positions though. He is down on where he started, so big comeback needed there. Karekis still leading the way. O'Sullivan still absolutely on his rear spoiler. Let's get that one and watch the battle for the lead as Gaskell and Delphant do their best to close that gap. Top 7 in Mustangs. We've got McVeigh with the yellow flag. Oh, they're going 2 by 2, full Noah's Ark formation through 14, 15 and 16. McVeigh looking to take back a position, but it is going to be at the expense of Green if he gets this done, and it looks like he's got it done as the two of them go side by side on the exit, and the McLaren just with a bit more grip and a lot more acceleration in these conditions closes the gap handily after getting the overtake done as well. And Fabian Bures is going to be closing in too. Let's have a look and see. Ooh, bit of a wiggle, and yeah, bit of a wiggle from the McLaren, but the Honda has left himself absolutely hung out to dry. He's going to lose a position straight away. McVeigh is going to try and make it 2 for 1, and he has got it done out of the last corner. McVeigh taking the inside line. The Honda absolutely outgunned through the corners, and he is pulling over onto the wetter part of the track. Not keen to give up the slipstream, keen to keep the tyres a bit cooler if he can. And through turn number 1, what a turn 1 this is. Absolute insanity. Uphill, practically an apex, practically a hairpin, and then downhill again. And that Honda really is struggling. We've seen Green have his struggles as well, and Bures, I did say he was catching up to this. This is another Aston getting involved just on the periphery of the top 20. TF Sport really coming under pressure now, although the Aston steering wheel, every car's steering wheel and tyres coming under a fair bit of pressure at the minute. The Aston all Green looking to get past Lindblom if he can. He's got the inside line. Can Lindblom find any grit on the outside line? No. That question answered very quickly indeed, and that is Green back ahead of Lindblom. And is it going to be 2 Aston Martins in 2 corners, because that is a long straight for the Honda to try and fend off an Aston Martin, and it is yeah, not going to work out for him. He's going to be around the outside, but this is a very tight corner. You absolutely want to be on the inside line, take a racing line on the way out, and that is job done. 2 Astons then, getting the move done on the Hondas. And the Honda falling down the order. Boothby still keen to get himself up a position or 2. Heyman's clear, keen for some camera time. Some yellow flags as they're 3 wide. Weiler then looking for a big double move then for the Team Red Lions. They will absolutely be roaring after that one. They're still 2 by 2 behind them as Lindner and Maxey. Maxey looking to make back position. UT getting a position done. The Lourdes driver getting Gianluigi Guida in the Ferrari. Absolutely banged to rights. Oh no, he's not. My apologies. He's not got him banged to rights. As Guida retakes the position. So he's held on well there, but for how much longer can he hold on to that spot? Still O'Sullivan with the fastest lap up at the front. Gaskell still fending off Delphant and Boothby Minard. Still in 6th, of course it will be, if it stays as is, Suleimanov. Will be a very happy driver at this point. Made up 5 places, good enough to get him up to 15th, which will get him pole position for the start of race number 2. Sir Foch looks like he's going to be heading further away from the front of the race number 2 grid by getting an overtake here on the Audi. Oh, he's not quite got that done at the turn number 12. I did think he was going to give Luboslavski an absolute run for his money there into a turn 12, but not quite to be. He really is piling on the pressure, both of them. Still on the dry tyre, of course. And at the moment it is looking like that was a very good choice. The rain is still threatening to get heavier. It did say it was going to be after 10 minutes. It's been more than 10 minutes since that symbol appeared. Oh, there we go. It's working again. Oh, he's going for the inside. That's a big send up the inside. The Mustang driver got him absolutely banged to rights there. All the grip the way of the Mustang. But it is going to be the Eating Curbs racing driver that's got the slipstream heading up the hill into turn number 1. Go. No, he doesn't go for it. He pulls out. But not able to cut through the air quick enough to get side by side. And Sir Foch will hang on to 9th position. Track still at greasy and only 18 degrees as well. It's yeah, interesting to see how the drivers are getting on, and they are getting on pretty well. Kareka certainly starting to separate himself from O'Sullivan. Only 25 hundredths. Sorry, separating the fastest laps. Sorry, 35 hundredths. It is indeed separating the fastest laps set by the 2 teammates, and it is O'Sullivan in 2nd place that does have the faster lap out of the 2 of them. And we're still not quite at greasy, but it is certainly getting that way, as you can see. All the steering input and the tarmac as well, the changes in colour as the water is standing still. Of course, when you've got 45 cars running over the track, it does mean the racing line does get a bit drier. Okay, double cloud cover, heavy rain for the last 3 minutes. Are they going to be able to finish in one piece? There is the window wipers. Oh, and there is a Honda facing completely the wrong way. And it's a Vashkin in 40th position, having to hold these brakes to let quite a few cars past there. It is a painful one, but it must be done. A few of the top 10 going through. Sanel Tadic, the lead driver that came into the lead car out of the cars that came into the pits to change tyres. Tadic, as I say, 26th position he's got himself back up to. We're already getting to the very business end of this race. We've got 2.5 minutes left of this, and it's a reverse order for the top 15, which means as it stands, Kirakis is going to be starting in 15th position with O'Sullivan in 14th, and Suleimanov, he is looking pretty good. He's got 4.5 seconds, 5 seconds back to Burman. So he is definitely looking good to get himself a start on the front row. Still some solid battles right through the field. This is going to be such a fascinating race number 2. We'll be bringing you coverage of that, of course. as soon as this one is done, but there's a long way to go for some of the drivers before this race is done. Gianluigi Guida down 14 places. Oh, Muti in the Porsche to take off, avoiding action almost there. I do want to keep a close eye on the top of the grid. Boothby still trying to find a way past Delphant. You can now pretty clearly see the drier part of the track. Trying to find some way past, and tell you what, they've closed right up on Gaskell. This is going to be an interesting finish for these three drivers. Well, Sullivan will be home to close back in on his teammate. It's 8 tenths of a gap, which is the biggest gap that we've seen so far in the race. He does still have the fastest lap though, and yeah, no surprise to be fair. The times are now absolutely tumbling. We're down to 2 minute 9.9 on the dries. It looks like that gamble to take on the wets has not worked out. The top two are still on the soft tyres, and they're still the quickest two drivers out on track. Nobody in the nines. So yeah, track getting nowhere near wet enough for the wet tyres, but definitely getting close enough to take the race win. It's Shale Sullivan on the last lap. We've done 20 minutes so far. They're now battling out for starting honours and of course the points in the championship. In race number 2, they've got this to do again. If it's the same conditions, we will see, or will we see a damp track? Will we see a wet track? Let's see what the sim racing weather gods have got on display for us. Oh, Boothby is still looking close. Minar has dropped back a bit. There's a traffic cone bit the dust there. We've got some blue flag traffic up ahead for the drivers to navigate, and Karekis, you have to say, doing an absolutely phenomenal job at the minute. Lapping to perfection. O'Sullivan can't find a way past. He got very close in the opening stages of the race, but they have drifted. The gap, as I say, it's drifted the majority of the time in the favour of Karekis. O'Sullivan within 3 tenths as they head down the second straight. Can he muster something with less than half a lap to go to the checkered flag? That is nice and close through there. This is going to be fun through 16, 17 and 18. It has to be said, the final corner is going to be quite the exit between the two of them. Boothby, Delphant all over the back of Gaskell, who is absolutely hanging on for dear life there in 3rd place. Boothby, I'm sure, would be very keen to get himself a double overtake at this stage of the race, get himself onto the podium, because it is the final podium position. They are battling for McVeigh and Green all over the back of Buurman as well in 16th place, and we've just seen Van Rossen and Tadic swap positions. Tadic up to 22nd, he got it done, and heading to the last corner it is going to be Grantis Karekis surely that's got this one done, nose to tail. Beautiful publicity shots then for the Visceral Esports team as they take first and second in round number 3, race 1 of the CaseKing.de Pro Series by LFM, and Shea O'Sullivan very close in behind. Gaskell did hold on to 3rd with Delphant in 4th, Boothby 5th, Minar 6th, Croche across the line in 7th, just ahead of Humble in 8th. Samir Foch, what a drive for Sir Foch, 19 positions he made up. Not too bad a day at the office there. Luboslavski rounding out the top 10 with a 5 position increase himself, but Michael Frey taking absolute top honours, it has to be said. What a race he's had, 34 places to make it up to 11th. Not too bad. Flagg in 12th ahead in 13th, Tebber in 14th, and Suleimanov rounding out the top 15. Only 7 drivers only 7 drivers managing to finish the race where they started. That in itself quite the start. 44 drivers will see the checkered flag by the looks of it. We do still have a couple out on track. We are going to be coming straight back though, of course. It's race number 2. The top 15 will be reversed. both drivers pulling over. Pluderman in 33rd, Haug getting 34th, Hoffman and Berex bringing up the 36th and 37th position, Fetterberg in 38th. 39th through 45th have already had the checker flag. Sorry, Mark Stevens hasn't had the checker flag. Wiggins retired to the pit, so that's 45th position for him. Actually, I wanted to check on Tadic as well. Only down 8th, so great recovery by Tadic. He's made back quite a few positions there, it's safe to say. So yeah, massive well done to him. Wow, they're classed as Pro-Am. Well, there we go. But yeah, confirmation. Karakas, O'Sullivan and Gaskell on the podium for race number 1. O'Sullivan in second place. So yeah, great start for Visceral and the two drivers. We have, of course, race number 2 still to come. We'll get the results up. Confirmed results up for race number 1 in a moment. We just need to quickly jump servers for the next race. That'll be up in a moment. Let's see if we have the results up. No, not quite. So yeah, we will bring you the full results in a moment or two. Just waiting on the next server to load. That'll get the drivers loaded up and in. Let's see. Still not quite got the results up as yet. There we go. So the results from race number 1. Oh, we have jumped down the order. Let me just refresh that. There we go. The top spots. Karakas, O'Sullivan and Gaskell confirmed in. Delphant ahead of Boothby, Minar and Krosh, Humble, Foch and Lewis-Lavsky finishing inside the top 10. Frey up to 11th place. Got to be driver of the day. Flagg ahead of Head and Tepper. Suleimanov rounding out the top 15. Burman finishing in 16th ahead of McVeigh, Green and Burez. Schwartz rounding out the top 20. Lindblom's Honda making it up to 21st ahead of Sanel Tadic. Van Rossen in 23rd. Hymans in 24th. And Linder finishing in 25th position. There we can see there was 45 drivers started. 44 made it across the line. Mark Stevens, the last driver there in 44th place. Wiggins unable to finish the event. He did finish in the pits, so he will be joining us for race number 2. Bear with me a moment and yeah, enjoy one of Boris's bangers. Apologies for the delay, folks. We are just having some issues getting ourselves into the race. Bear with me a moment or two. We will do a quick restart. Bear with me a second. It is round number 3 of the CaseKing.de Pro Series. Watkins Glen and Silverstone have already seen our drivers fighting for those top spot honours. It is Circuit of the Americas. This time out, what a race one we had. The rain all the way through, but not heavy enough to influence the track to change very much. It stayed at greasy for the vast majority of the race. A quick reminder as well of the prizes that the drivers are driving for.
Green light, give it all you can.
Okay, there we go. The drivers are indeed, oops, in a practice session. They've got about a minute left to go. And then they will be lining up on the grid for race number 2. Can confirm as well, yeah, we're going to have a quick look at the practice session. It is wet. Damp. The track is sitting at the moment. So yeah, we'll see how the drivers cope with this. Boothby just getting himself in a sighter lap. We'll get a quick look at the track conditions and see. Fingers crossed. Yeah, if this carries on into the race, it's going to make it a very, very, very interesting start to the race, to say the least. Yeah, Boothby slowly pulling out the pits as the practice session comes to an end. So what do we think then? Give us some predictions.
Go, go, go.
How do we think race 2 is going to go? We've got the field joining now. Yeah, we've got 35 drivers have managed to get themselves in. A few more still to join. So yeah, we have restarted the session. Quite a few drivers now out on the, in fact, oh no, we do still have a couple on dries. A couple of brave souls. I wonder how many will keep the dries on for the race. The weather, oh now it is predicting that the rain is going to lessen 30 minutes in. And the track is at damp. This is potentially, I mean, is this one of those times where you think to yourself, you know what, I am going to be the driver that goes out on dries because the drivers on the wet will help clear the water. It's only a 20-degree track temperature, so not the best for keeping heat in the tyres, but yeah, that could certainly be a thought process. Or I could be wildly wrong and proving once again why in fact I commentate rather than actually racing. McVeigh out getting a few sighter laps in. So yeah, we've got 3 minutes left of the practice session, and then we will begin the 40-minute feature race for round number 3 of the CaseKing.de Pro Series. Spa Barcelona in the Red Bull Ring to round out the first half of the season, which has already seen battle commence at Watkins Glen and Silverstone. What a calendar it is again. Monza will start the second half, and we'll be staying in Italy to head to Imola, and then it is off to South Africa, Australia, Japan and Germany. Oh yes, Kyalami, Bathurst, Suzuka and the Nordschleife to round out the season. And yeah, another quick reminder as well, the prize is up for grabs. Huge thank you to all of the sponsors, of course. We've got €1,000 from PXN for third place, the FGT Pro Bundle for second place from Next Level Racing, and €2,500 cash for first place after the 12-week series. That will get you some sim racing goodies, that is for absolutely sure. So yeah, we may see rigs upgraded, that is yeah, definitely on the cards. There is McVeigh, little bit of a wiggle there. And yeah, that rain is definitely coming down, heavier than it was in the last race, that's for sure. Obviously the track is damp rather than greasy as it was. All the more tentative on the way out of turn number 1 now, and on the dry tyres as well. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one to see who starts with what. We've got 41 cars that have made it back in to the server for race 2. Again, top 15 will be reverse. So Caracas will be starting in 15th position, with Seal Sullivan starting in second, and it's going to be Zat Suleimanov that will be starting in first place. Tepper will be joining him on the front row, then it'll be Head and Flagg starting on row number 2. Michael Frey is going to be starting on row number 3. He made up over 30 places in race number 1. For me, he is absolutely going to be one to watch in race number 2. He is in the Porsche, outgunned in a straight line for sure, and the Mustang certainly with a strong showing here. The top 7 in qualifying from race 1, all in the Mustangs. It was only an Aston Martin that broke the dominance of the manufacturer in the top 10 for race 1. So we'll see what Frey can do in race 2 with a much loftier starting position. That is the session over, so we've got a quick countdown timer before we get race number 2 underway. It's going to be a 40-minute race for the drivers to navigate. Weather conditions are absolutely anyone's guess at this point in time. There will be a mandatory pit stop in this race, and there will be a 20-minute pit window So 10 minutes into the race, the pit window will open. With 10 minutes to go, the pit window will close. The drivers must take on fuel, and the refueling time is set at 25 seconds. So it doesn't matter how much fuel they take on. They will be stationary for 25 seconds to take on board said fuel, because obviously 40-minute race, you can easily do that with one set of tyres. The only real tyre management you're going to be concerned with, of course, is getting heat back into them when you come out of the pits. There's a lot of cars, you can hear those engines just coming in the pit entrance there. A lot of cars have returned to garage, some of them have parked, so they're all sitting half on top of one another. Good times, let's see. And in fact, yeah, my apologies, I knew there was something else we had to do. We can have, while the drivers are on the starting grid, we can see the current championship standings after the 5 races. Kareka still with that top spot. Boothby moves up to second. Oh, sorry, stays in second ahead of Gaskell and Minar. O'Sullivan stays in fifth with Dauphin in sixth. Forsh up to 7th ahead of Abe Santaman, not driving this evening. Neuwirth not driving either, but does hold on to a top 10 ahead of Axel Ramani, another driver not driving. Neither Sasha Wassner either, so he drops outside of the top 10 after tonight's result in race 1 here in round 3. Tim Flake makes his way up to 12th position. Herpel in 13th, Buras in 15th, and David Tepper moves his way up to 14th. Corey McVeigh as well with a good move up to 18th place, and Mathis Krosh currently in 16th position. Let us get ourselves a look at the starting grid, shall we? Oh, hasn't quite updated. So yeah, I can give us a quick run through. Oh. Yes, so as I said, Sulimov will lead the way. Apologies, technology just having a moment or two. There we go. So yeah, Sulimov will lead the way. Tepper is going to start in second place. On row number 3 is going to be Gary Head. A much different starting grid. Of course, the Mustangs absolutely ejected because of their dominance. It's going to be Sir Fosh, the lead Mustang, in 7th position. Tim Flake is going to start in 4th place. 2 SL cars in the top 4. There is Michael Frey in the Porsche starting in 5th place. Luboslavski starting in 6th position, and Samir Fosh starting in 7th place. Again, we've got an Aston Martin sneaking comfortably inside the top 10 ahead of a few Mustangs, and it's the majority of the Mustangs. It's Humble starts in 8th. Mathis Krosh for Fisher Racing Esports is going to start the race in 9th place, ahead of Philip Minar in 10th place. Behind Minar will be his teammate George Boothby, who is going to start ahead of the driver he battled with all the way through race number 1. It's Delphant of NRG Sim Racing in 12th place. In 13th, Sam Gaskell, the 255 competition driver. The lead 255 across the line starts in 13th for race 2. And then it is the awesome twosome that ran away with this one. Up at the front of the field, Sheo Sullivan took the fastest lap, 2nd place. And his reward, he'll start in 14th for this one, ahead of round 1, race 1 winner, Grantas Karekas in 15th place. In 16th, it is Daniel Buurman in the Ferrari, rounding out row number 8. On row 9, McVeigh will start in 17th, and Bures will start... Bures will start in 18th place.
20 seconds.
McVeigh in 17th. Swartz in 19th position, so where he finished, and Tadic as well. Good comeback drive. Oh, and the track is greasy, the rain's going to be different, and he's on dry tyres. Let's see how this one goes. Van Rossum for the Unicorns are in 21st place, then Heymans in 22nd. We've got Elias Lindner starting in 23rd place. Then it's Gianluigi Guida starting in 24th position. On row number 13, Benjamin Muti in the Porsche, ahead of Rich Mando in 26th position. Then it's Felix Weiler for Team Red Lions. Got himself 27th place for this one. Maxi going to start in 28th place. 29th is Kevin Bellich for Bellich GT Racing. It's a very nice looking BMW. And then Jens Pluderman for the Apex Predators. And yeah, I think we should definitely take a moment to appreciate that livery. As someone that's attempted to make liveries, I can confirm that is an absolutely heroic effort to get that car looking like that. Dubai's Hague is going to start in 31st place for Carbon Motorsport, followed by Mario Hoffman in 32nd position. Then it is Beric, another Aston Martin driver. Speed and power, he's going to need both of them, in 33rd. Targazuski starting in 34th position, followed by Fettenberg. He's going to start in 35th place. ASRT starting in 36th position. Grizzle for Speed R Esports in 37th. Do you like that Mountain Dew livery? Carbon Motorsports as Ollie Line lines up in 38th place. And joining him on row number 20, Nicholas Bruel in the Ferrari. He'll start ahead of Mark Stevens, El Yo-Yo BMW. Then it's Stephen Wiggins for Vesser Racing, starting in 41st place. And he is bringing up the rear of the field. So yeah, 45 in race 1, we've got 41 for race number 2. And it is Suleimanov currently leading the pack. And you can see there actually the dry, where the track is clearly that bit drier. So the greasy likely to be more of an aggregate of the track rather than the whole thing. You would imagine the drier looking line is greasy, and the off-line part of the track is where it is damp, although it has just gone to greasy. And it's now saying that 30 minutes in, so as the pit window is closing, we're going to see heavy rain. But it is going to lessen before then, so yeah, tyre choice at the start once again going to be critical. Yeah, it looks like a lot of softs up at the front. We'll quickly sneak down the field. Oh, it's their Foch. Yeah, these are the dry. Yeah, they're all on dries. They're all on dries. They're going to try and carry or create as much heat in the brakes to heat the tyres from the inside and then keep the heat there. Which is of course no mean feat when it's only 20 degrees and it is raining. But yeah, looking very much like no one starting on the wets. We are about to see the start of the race though. Suleimanov is going to lead the way. Michael Frey is someone I am very keen to see out with the start blocks. And we'll see what the nimble Porsche can do. And it's going to be followed in by Sir Foch as well. Foch had a good start, or a good race. Certainly didn't qualify where you would have thought. Got the job done. So here we go then, green lights, foot down, flat out, flying into turn 1. It is the 4 Ferraris leading the way. Suleimanov coming under pressure. David Tepper taking the lead around the outside, but you think he's going to get it back. Yes, he is. They're 4 wide through turn number 1, as you would expect. Matthias Kroos right in the mix of thing. Minar and O'Sullivan. Ooh, bit of bumping and grinding there. O'Sullivan is ahead of Caracas. Gaskell, 15th position. So he's been caught napping at the start. Oh, and he's had a big old wiggle there. No, that's the visceral car on his inside. Sorry, O'Sullivan having a bit of a moment. Michael Frey's already made up a spot. Absolutely no messing about from the Porsche driver. He's already got himself up a position over the Ferraris. Race 1 winner Caracas has been overtaken by Gaskell and... oh no, sorry, he's stayed where he is. Gaskell and O'Sullivan have swapped positions. Delphine still where he started. Boothby got the jump on his teammate, so he's back ahead of Minar once again. Stayed just ahead of him in qualifying. He's just ahead of him in the turn. Look at that move at the inside. We've got a spinner. As Caracas. Caracas is down. He's spun. On the way on the second straight. Oh, there's a couple of cars that take avoid an accident. Is that Delphine? No, it's not. Delphine is still running. Muti is down. Caracas down 19 positions. Lindner has dropped down the order as well, but Caracas having an absolute nightmare start to the race in the feature race. And he's down to 34th place. These are not the conditions you want to be charging back through the field in, that's for sure. It's all changed up at the front as Jack Humble finds himself up to 6th. Michael Frey is already on to the podium. Oh, I'll tell you what, that is how we get it done over 2 races. Suleimanov is still in the lead with Tepper in 2nd. Frey up to 3rd place. Gary Head down to 4th. Lewis Lavsky up a spot. So is Humble. Then it's Flake down 3, and Foch has lost the spot as well. Boothby making hay while the sun isn't shining. He's up too, and so too O'Sullivan doing the same. Wow. Yeah, I sometimes do wonder if I'm fit for commentary, because I am absolutely gobsmacked at the driving of these drivers. It is so incredibly difficult to stay this close, and that is exactly what they're doing. Oh, Gaskell and Croce are having themselves an interesting little battle there for position as well. As we jump on board with Gaskell, we can see the rain fall, and we can see the visceral rear spoiler ahead of him. He's going to go around the outside. No, he's not. He's going to go full send. Manuel Croce is. Oh, he's gone a bit far there on the turn, and Gaskell just catching the back. Oh, Humble with the yellow flag as well. He's about to catch himself lost in position. Michael Frey's up to 2nd place. Michael Frey is up to 2nd place. Yeah, I sometimes feel like I miss my calling at cattle auctions with the way these races carry on. Michael Frey is up to 2nd place. So over the 2 races, that is 35 places he's made up, and it's good enough to get him onto the podium in race number 2. Sir Foch has regained the position. He's back to 7th place. Gary Head is still down 3. Jack Humble, though, in the Aston, the Sky Sim Sport driver, not keen on the Mustang dominance in race 1. He's now up 4 to 4th place. Daniel Buurman lost a couple of positions at the start, but Fawachi Maxi in the Mustang. Oh, and just as I'm about to heap praise on him, he might be about to lose a position. He's up 9, so he can afford to lose a position or 2 and still be in a very good spot. As Gianluigi Guida showing some good pace in the greasy conditions. He's up 4 spots. Elias Lindner lost 11 at the start. Caracas is back to 29th place. He's got a Porsche ahead of him. Is he going for it straight away? Not quite close enough. Turn 13, but he is on the exit. He's got the car side by side. He's going to have much more grunt than that Porsche, although the Porsche much more nimble. Keeping the inside line wisely. Caracas trying to hang it around the outside, looking for any grip that he can find out there. He's going to be on the curbs. He has oh, and it's 2 for 1. 2 for 1 through 2 apexes there, as the Ferrari of Heyman's making a minor mistake, and that's way more than you need to make for Caracas to come barreling on through, and he is going for it side by side. There's a battle going on beside. There's a bit of contact there. He's going to end up running a little bit wide. Manages to hold the car as the Mustang behind him doesn't. Oh, and there's a big contact there. That is an absolute ice hockey shoulder bars there. Not intentional, of course. He just lost the back of the car on the curbs, and that is Lindner with a tank slapper off of the gods, which slapped him back a spot. And Michael Frey is in the lead of the race. Michael Frey is in the lead of the race. I did say that was a driver I wanted to watch. We haven't watched him at the start, and he has taken the lead very comfortably indeed, and he is absolutely running off with this one already. Fastest lap early doors has gone to Jack Humble, who, another driver on a charge. He's made up 5 spots. So not to be outdone by Frey's adventures in the opening exchanges, he himself is up 5 as well, on to the podium. And I tell you what, Suleimanov is feeling the pressure right now. He is all over the back of him. Yeah, Humble. I don't imagine he'll be too humble after this. Stoic, I believe some would say. But yeah, he will be absolutely jamming at the minute. Oh, and that's a battle going on behind as well. Is that? No, it's not Shea O'Sullivan. It is George Boothby, Lewis Lavsky and Samir Fosh. You can see it's Samir that is the one that's under serious pressure as Boothby takes it up the inside. That is the Audi absolutely ejected from the equation. It's just whether Boothby gets the two moves done or the one keeps himself on the racing line and gets himself a very nice double overtake. But here comes Lewis Lavsky. Nope, he has lost the position again to Sir Fosh. He's got it back ahead, and it's going to be Shea Sullivan is looking for the move. It's Sam Gaskell and Philip Mina. Sorry, Philip Mina is just behind this. It's Gaskell and O'Sullivan that are going side by side. These two on the podium. Oh, in race number 1, and they're almost in one another's pocket in race number 2. Oh, and the Audi is getting all kinds of enveloped here at the minute, but Lewis Lavsky has got himself back ahead of Sir Fosh. Michael Frey is now 2.8 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Look at the gap he's built already. This has surely got to go down as one of the greatest drives in LFM history. Jack Humble leading the chasing pack in second, with Suleimanov just hanging on to third from David Tepper as George already got a double overtake. It's certainly sizing up. Oh, and that's wide. He's going to have to have lifted there so he didn't pick up a track warning. Or maybe happy to expend a speed token to hold on to the position. But it could be a false economy given how close the drivers behind are. Lewis Lavsky really flourishing in the fact that the drivers ahead are getting caught up. There's no way for Sir Fosh, Samir Fosh to get past at the moment, and just as I'm saying that, I'm regretting the words before they're even out of my mouth, because Fosh really is giving him a run for his money. And Lewis Lavsky, oh, he's gone up the inside. There's one Ferrari through the apex of turn number 12 perhaps, and yes indeed it is, sorry, turn 11. Down onto the second straight, and that is a good move by Boothby. Takes it up the inside and finds himself ahead before we even reach the halfway mark on the straight as we tear down into turn number 12. This time, as you can see, he is closing. Suleimanov started in the lead, now down into third, and if you were into the old gambling, you would be hard pushed to find many people that are going to bet against Boothby getting this overtake done pretty quickly. O'Sullivan finds himself in a tricky position, not as tricky as Sam Gaskell though. Gaskell with some good moves. He's up 6 spots, so he's got past Fosh, O'Sullivan and Minar as all this has been going on. So quite a few overtakes that we've missed there as well. O'Sullivan up those 5 spots. Let's see where Karekis is. He is still carving through the field. Down a net 7 positions now, so 22nd place after starting in 15th. So he has made back quite a few spots. We've got more changes as Boothby does take the lead. He gets the move done on Suleimanov. Didn't get them both in the same corner complex, but certainly not far off, and he is going to be far off into turn number 1. What an exit he got out of the last corner. Through turn 1 we go. Mustang Ferrari for the final podium position, and Michael Frey still 2.6 seconds up the road from Jack Humble. Tepper all over the back of Suleimanov, and if he wants to hold on to 5th, never mind 4th, he is going to have to do something about getting past Suleimanov, because here comes Sam Gaskell. If you were betting on Boothby to get the overtakes done, I'd imagine you'd be throwing folding money at Gaskell as well. Fosh holding on to 7th place for the moment, but he does have Shea, fastest man in race 1. O'Sullivan closing in. Philip Minar taking the fastest lap in the early exchanges of race number 2. And Lewis Lavsky down now to 10th position, with Eric Delfant hunting him down. And that's the hunt done and dusted. That is Delfant, the NRG Racing, certainly finding a lot of energy, and I'll tell you, Lewis Lavsky is instantly under serious pressure. Oh, from the Fisher Racing car. What a shot that was. Wow, we're already 10 minutes into this race. There is the pit window open. There is Fisher Racing Esports up the inside on the way to turn number 12. Can they find the grip to hang on to this overtake over the Audi? Yes, they can. Audi's on the outside though. He's going to have more grip. was going to balance out though, because he was on the wet curb. Fisher Racing going for the cutback on the exit. Can he make this one stick? Crow shoving an absolute barn burner of a battle at the minute. O'Sullivan with the yellow flag. Nobody's managed to hang on to that, and oh yep, Sir Foz with a bit of a yellow flag as well. Let's see what's going on with Crows. Can he get the overtake done? No. Good exit by the Audi out of 16, and that's exactly what he needed. Oh, and it's a slightly tighter line there. It is all still kicking off up at the front. Gaskill is up to 5th position. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Gaskill is up to 4th position as he puts a move on Suleimanov out of the last corner. It's a move that could soon be replicated by one Shea O'Sullivan. He is looking very quick. He's got Tepper and Suleimanov well within his sights, and so too Samir Foss, who's just been overtaken by Philip Minar. So that's Philip Minar joining his 255 competition team further into the top 10. They're going side by side with the Ferrari and Suleiman. Looking for a very good move there, and he's got it done. As I'm looking at the timing tower and seeing Eric Delphant is the car that is all over Samir Foss. I love reverse order races. They are the absolute bee's knees. Shea O'Sullivan proving to be a bit of the bee's knees around this course tonight already in race number 1. He's got Suleimanov lined up for a potential 5th position. Michael Wonderstuff Frey. I don't think we've got enough superlatives for Michael. We are what are we now? We're only 12 minutes in, but Jack Humble has closed the gap. It is now down to 1.5 as O'Sullivan gets the move done on Suleimanov. More position changing on Suleimanov, losing the back of the car. Philip Minar almost making contact unwittingly there as the Ferrari had a bit of a tan slapper on the greasy track, and that is Delphant going past Sir Foss as well. He's got David Tepper now ahead of him. We've got yellow flags for Suleimanov as Minar does get the move done. He's up the inside again into turn number 12. The Mustangs really are loving it through 12 and 13, and that is job done there. So that's Suleimanov and Tepper now down to 8th. Delphant up to 9th. Foss, oh, Gary Head down 11 places. Ooh, and that Ferrari not looking a happy camper at all. A lot of steering input on the inside line there. Where is our race 1 winner gone? Grantas Karekas is now back to 17th. So yeah, contact at the start, but he has made back a multitude of places. And we are back to having an absolute murderer's row up on the front row as Tepper is trying to fend off the advances of Delphant. Delphant says no, thank you. Mighty Mustang power here on home soil. And yeah, Ford v Ferrari, it's very much Ford that are winning this one. Absolutely hands down at the minute. Fabian Buers. The only driver inside the top. Yeah, so he's in the top 15. The 6 cars ahead of him have all lost positions, but he does have Grantas Karekas, who has got past Corey McVeigh and made it back to 16th. And yeah, don't think it's going to be long before he gets this overtake done either. He has closed that gap right up, and where are we going into turn number 10? Yeah, we've got the hairpin in the long straight. I'm going to predict the Karekas back to 15. 15 minutes in, yeah, nice and easy, does it on that inside line. In a straight line, the Mustang versus the Aston, it is certainly a tantalising fight. But I think with that exit, it is going to go the way of the Mustang, and indeed it does. He is going to be ahead at the corner clearly. So he is going to have the driving line. Yeah, no need for side-by-side worries through turns 12 and 13. Getting the job done then. Karekas back up to where he started. What a recovery that has been so far, and he's got 25 minutes to improve on that still. Tepper was looking pretty close there. Bellick and Guida having a battle. They're both up combined 16 places. 11 for Bellick and 5 for Guida. So good start to the race for them. And I was just about to say, do we have anyone in the pits? Yes, so we do have quite a few drivers that have been in Van Rossum leading the way out with the drivers that have been into the pits. Of course, none of them for penalties. He did have a quick stop as well, actually. It's a bit of a long stop for line. Let's get back up to the battle. It's Karakis looking for more positions. We've got a few more follows as well. My apologies. Actually, we've got Sword. Sword, welcome in, cheering on Gianluigi Guida. Thank you very much on behalf of him for all the support for him and for the LFM broadcast. We've got Toric FPV, thank you for the follow. Thrash as well. And Simple Gamer. There we go. Welcome in, thank you all for the follows. Goes to LFM socials are pinned in the chat if you want to really keep up with everything that is going on. You can get to this, there we go, yeah, pinned up at the top. And of course, discount chat codes will be in the chat for 10% discount off of some Go setups. So go get yourself a whole lot quicker. Samir Foss looking to go quicker and going to get himself out of the Ferrari sandwich he's currently in. It's Sulmanov ahead of him, but before that we could see Matis Kroos for Fisher Racing. No good about it, that's done and dusted. Again, into turn number 12, the Mustangs are absolutely dominating the rest of the field. Boothby, he is going to be dominating the headlines though. This is the view that he's got of the race leader. That is the green Porsche of Michael Frey ahead. That gap was up to 2.8 seconds between 1 and 2. As we approach the halfway mark, it is down to a second. In fact, only 1.5 seconds separating the top three. Kroos and Tepper are still absolutely duelling away. The Ferrari settling in just on the edge of the top 10, as Sir Foch is 3.3 down on Delphant, who's still chasing Minar. Minar still got good sight of O'Sullivan, but yeah, O'Sullivan is Luboslavski has pulled into the pits. Yeah, so we'll see where he comes back out. Gaskell still hunting down his teammate Boothby. It was the other way around in race number 1. And Jack Humble still fending off the advances of Boothby. You can see just how close Boothby is getting. All this is definitely helping Michael Frey a bit, but that gap is still dropping. So despite the battle going on behind Frey, not able to extend his gap out any further. Might well want to come into the pits. It does have another 11 minutes to do so. It says 10 minutes from now. We're going to see heavier rain, but then it is going to lessen again just after the end of the race, maybe just before. So an interesting tyre choice. Luboslavski still in the pits. Was Boothby trying to get his way past this Aston Martin? Nothing doing at the moment. Hoffman looking for an overtake. The Aston v Porsche battle has been quite a battle so far. Weiler ahead of him, already up 6 places, but Hoffman up 10. ASRT's Mamo up 12 positions himself, so some serious overtakes going on just outside the top 20. Targazuski for MTech GP. He's made it up 16 spots from the start. He's up to 18th place, so it's gone well for him and Bellick, of course. Up those 14 spots into the top 15. Karakis is now up a net 3 positions as Jack Humble comes into the pits. Oh, I thought Boothby had come in there, but no, it's Jack Humble comes in, so that now leaves Boothby to chase Frey with a 1 second gap. Karakis. Karakis has stayed out. Humble is in. Yeah, so Humble, the only one in the top 15. Apart from Luboslavski, of course, in the pits. Luboslavski back out in 28th position as we reach the halfway mark of the race and the pit window. It is Michael Frey leading the way. The gap now up to 1.3. Boothby in second, Gaskell in third place, O'Sullivan up to fourth with Minar in fifth place, Delphant in sixth, and Samir Foch again back to where he started the race in 17th position. Mathis Kroos currently running in 8th with Silmanov and David Tepper rounding out the top 10. These two started at first and second. But the aliens very quickly caught up. Karekis now then, as the pit stops have started, he's back up, he's up to 11th position. I believe he did reach 11th just before the contact on lap number 2. But he is trending in the right direction. That is for sure. He's got a bit of space to make up to the cars ahead, but we've seen how the Ferraris fare against the Fords, and yeah, not well so far in these two races around this track. And yeah, you can see that gap with Karekis is definitely closing, much like the gap with Boothby and Frey, but also to teammate Gaskell. We can see him in the rear view mirror. We're coming to the end of the lap. Let's see if anyone comes into the pits. Nope. Oh, and he has late dive into the pits. So on the halfway mark, Boothby comes in. His teammate Gaskell stays out. Oh, we've got more drivers coming in. Minar into the pits along with Delphant and Samir Foch. The rain, I mean, it's not heavy. Oh, he's almost drifted into the walls. He's fixing his pit strategy there. Tail as old as time. So that leaves Frey with the lead. Gaskell with the fastest lap of the race so far with a 2:08.250. So yeah, Frey might have thought, oh, 2-3 cars behind me have pitted, bit of an easy intimate. Oh, no, there's Sam. And yeah, there is Sam, indeed. Kroos then up to third place with all the twos and fro's in the pits. And Silmanov makes his way back up to fourth position. Oh, Boothby on his way back out. Minar is already moving, and so too is Shea O'Sullivan. So they're heading back out. There is Delphant making his way back out as well. There is Samir Foch being dropped and making moves. Boothby only stationary for 27 seconds. His teammate, 27.1 for Boothby, 26.9 for Minar. So he's gained a couple of tenths there. Fan just having a moment, finding the grip in the tyres on the exit. Fluchon, thank you very much for the follow here at LFM. Welcome in. We're here for round number 3, race 2 of the CaseKing.de Pro Series. €2,500 for the top spot. In the championship after 5 races, it is Grantis Karekis that holds the top spot in the championship, but absolutely needs to finish ahead of George Boothby if he's going to stay there at the end of this race. And at the moment, after the early incident, it's certainly looking good for Boothby. As if he's not got the lead of the championship at the end of this one, it's going to be very close. Speaking of close, Karekis right up the rear end of Silmanov there into the pits. That is Gaskell coming in. Michael Frey is coming as well. So is Kroos, Silmanov and Karekis. Still got 6 minutes left of the pit window as well. Flagg joins them into the pits, but this is what we want to see. Where is Boothby, and has he managed to get the undercut done? Let me have a look. Yeah, right, okay, that's not quite doing that, but never mind. Bellick is the on-track leader. Gaskell, Frey are heading out of the pits. Where is Boothby gone? He's on the start-finish straight. He's in at turn number 1. He's got the undercut. He's in the lead. He's in the lead, and a comfortable lead, and a big undercut he's managed to make stick there. And Michael Frey absolutely thrown to the wheels out of the pits, but it's Minar that's following him. Minar's got the move done as well. Minar has got past Gaskell. So the 255 competition boys, all swapping positions. O'Sullivan ahead of Humble and Delphant. Delphant still ahead of Sir Foch, but it is the provisional lead for George Boothby, and he's got a Ferrari Hymans who hasn't pitted yet. Behind him, separating him from Michael Frey, and Michael Frey has got a serious headache in the shape of Philip Minard. That is Philip Minard. This is Michael Frey. There is Philip Minard. Oh, and there is his teammate Sam Gaskell as well. That's quite the dance they're going to be doing at the moment. And it is going in the way of the 255 Mustangs. Michael Frey getting absolutely outgunned on that straight. He's moved over. He's going to let Minard through because he knows that Minard absolutely all the power there. You can see, oh no, he's got side by side. He's used the nimbleness of the Porsche. A little bit of contact on the exit. Minard flashing the lights there in disapproval. Has a bit of a wiggle, and yep, that's worked in Frey's favour hugely because Sam Gaskell is now right on the rear spoiler of his teammate. As we can see into turn 15, the Porsche again taking a much wider line there, trying to carry as much momentum as he can. Bures now finds himself in the pits. Bellick has stayed out, so too is Pluderman and Lindner. Hoffman as well, still ahead of Boothby, but Boothby is our net leader at the moment. He's separated. Oh no, Hymans is coming at the pits as well, so that will let Frey past Gaskell and Minard, as we can see, all over the back of said Porsche. It is now Michael Frey fending them off to stay on the podium if he can. That gives us a bit better of an idea of how the top of the table, the top of the race is looking at the minute, and it's looking like Boothby has played an absolute blinder. He is 4.7 seconds ahead of Michael Frey. What a turnaround that is in the pits. And in fact, it's no wonder Frey was stationary for 32 seconds. Yes, he's effectively lost 5 seconds to Boothby, 6 seconds to Minard. Gaskell as well stationary with 32, so was O'Sullivan. Humble 34, Delphant 37 seconds. Where is Karakas? Karakas is up to 12th and all over the back of the Fisher racing car. So he's still looking to break him into the top 10 if he can. Kevin Bellick has got less than 2 minutes, so he'll be coming in at the end of this lap. So too will Jens Pluderman. Up 28 spots at the moment. We'll see where they come back in. But it is Boothby with a phenomenal lead after that pit stop, and Frey under all kinds of continued pressure from the 255 drivers. And you can see they're almost going 3 wide into turn number 12. Big cutback attempt there. He's got one team. He's got his teammate. Is he going to get the Porsche as well as Sam Gaskell pulls off an incredible move into turn 12? He didn't quite get Michael Frey, but he is going to try once again, holding the outside line. Oh, big wiggle, big contact there. The back of the Porsche almost losing it. And Gaskell as well, firm wrist to hold on to the front of the Mustang. The Porsche is surely going to go overtaken any time now. It just cannot handle it. The Mustang in a straight line. Looking for, oh, can't handle anything through the corners as well. I was going to say, luckily we're going through a curve section, the corner section of the track, but the Porsche absolutely doing its best to let go on Frey. He's had an absolutely heroic race number 1 and led this race for quite some time. He's been undercut in the pit stops, and he is looking at the moment to hold on to a podium spot as Bellick comes into the pit. So do Pluderman, so that puts Boothby confirmed race leader, and there is Gaskell looking for a move around the outside. The Porsche is going to have the better line for the dry tyres and does hold on to it again. Gaskell all over the back of him, almost tentatively down on the accelerator. The Mustang so much quicker out the corner exits. He's got to be really careful he doesn't catch him, and they're also going to have to be careful because catching is Shea O'Sullivan. Woohoo, let's go. So it's Michael Frey leading these 4 255 competitions. Gaskell and Minard being hunted down by Visceral Esports. Shea O'Sullivan. Pit window is now closed. Everyone has been in. with no drive-throughs, everyone making it safely through the pits, not picking up any penalties. Absolutely perfect. But certainly a few of them picking up positions. O'Sullivan still watching this battle intently. Everyone trying to get their way past the force. Frey, the clock in the bottle, but that's a good launch by Gaskell, and he's round the outside. Is his teammate about to perform a reverse of the move? He is indeed. This is how Gaskell got ahead of Mina. No, he's not going to pull the move, because here comes Shea O'Sullivan. He is going to try and get the move done on what, 2, 3 of them at the same time here potentially. It's often good to be the third driver in a train, but if you're the third or fourth, yeah, maybe you're on a bit of a shaky peg. All in the hands of O'Sullivan here. Ooh, Tepper and Van Rossum with yellow flags will stay on board with Visceral's O'Sullivan. All this is absolutely feeding into the hands of George Boothby. He's now 7 seconds ahead. 7.2. Let me bring you some accurate data. My apologies. 7.2 seconds ahead as he finishes lap number 14. And it is the 4 cars behind them that we are watching. O'Sullivan's got 4 seconds back to Delphant with Humble. Second down on him. Sir Foch is in 8th place, so net 1 loss. Karakas has made up 6 spots to get back into the top 10. He's now 9th position. Our race 1 winner. So yeah, unfortunate lap 2 incident. So dropping to 32nd. He's now back up to 9th. Maxey up 12 after the pit stops. That's inaccurate. He's up 12 since the start of the race. He's gained 2 through the pit stop phase. And Gianluigi Guida was getting some cheering on the chat. If we do have any drivers that we are cheering on, let me know and we'll get them up on screen. Absolutely no problem at all. Maxey and McVeigh having themselves a bit of a battle, and it's Lubislavski who's come out of the pits and found himself in all kinds of trouble in that Audi. He really is struggling to find any grip in that car. And the Mustang, McVeigh just hanging on to the car. I hope you're able to see that in the background. He hit those curbs with aplomb and vigour, and he's gone right up the inside. That's a full send. He's absolutely outbraked himself there, carrying way too much pace, and that is going to be a big drop down the order for Maxey as Guida is gifted a position there. Now, although they're going to go side by side down the second straight, the Ferrari's got the inside line, the Mustang's got the pace, those, the McLaren now tries to get himself past. Oh, and there's a bit of contact on the way into turn 13 there. Oh, he's got him on the cutback. Very nice move there. Guida trying to hold on to it, but Maxey retaking the position. Let's see what's going on. Oh, Gaskell has got past Frey. So as soon as we look away, he gets the overtake done. Oh no, Sullivan's got past Mina, so Sullivan made it stick on Mina, so Sullivan is now hunting down Frey for a podium. Gaskell has now got a big old task ahead of him. He's got 6 minutes left to catch his teammate George Boothby. What a drive by Boothby. I've always said this about the Pro Series, your pit stops are just as important as your lap time. And Boothby proving that one absolutely expertly. And the rain is, it's saying it's going to get a little bit heavier. 18 degrees and still a greasy track. He has got an 8-second gap though. What a drive. Gaskell in second. Michael Frey doing his absolute best to hang on to third position, but as a tenuous spot at the minute because that is Shea O'Sullivan who is hunting him down. Grantas Karakas is in 9th position and he is currently 2 seconds down on Samir Foch. So he is definitely going to be trying his best to catch up there and get himself up to 8th. I do think this is going to give Boothby the lead of the championship going into round number 4. But yeah, we'll see what the standings say. Guida and Buers swap positions, McVeigh and Lubislavski swap position, but we're going to stay on board with Shea Sullivan, who's looking to swap with Michael Frey and get himself onto the podium. He's got the outside line, doesn't have the momentum, or does he? Wow. Nope, the Porsche, and a bit of contact once again, but O'Sullivan keeps his nose in there and gets the car past, a little bit of door banging on the way out. They both have a bit of a wiggle, that is going to invite Philip Mina right back into it. He won't be shy of an overtake. Oh, and Michael Frey has gone, full kamikaze there. Big contact, and it's, absolute bouncing between the three of them. That's Visceral Frey in 255 competition. And Eric Delfant is rubbing his hands together saying, thank you very much, race drivers. I will take those three positions if y'all don't want them. Oh, and the Porsche is a bit slow on the exit there, and that is Delfant taking one of those spots. I did predict it. Is he going to take that inside line here on the Porsche? Big contact between those three cars, and it's Delfant that's been the main beneficiary there. O'Sullivan has got himself up onto the podium, with Michael Frey in fourth, Delfant in fifth, and Philip Minar is still in the sixth position. We've got 4 minutes left to go. Sam Gaskell not making any inroads on his teammate at the minute. 7.2 seconds there. We'll have to stay on board with Minar though. We've got yellow flags down through the field, as you would expect. Gary Head trying to get past Bures for 18th position, and Pluderman looking to get past Buurman to get himself up to 22nd place. I mean, just look at these corners. Just an absolute masterpiece the way these drivers get themselves through here. The Mustang dominance in the top 10 is very clear for all to see, and we're about to see that dominance asserted even more as Sir Foch is all over the back of Jack Humble. Gary Head goes past Bures and Gianluigi Guida. Looks like they've had a yellow flag and a bit of contact there. They've dropped positions here, but I'm going to stay on board with Samir Foch. He's got Grantas Karekis in the rear view mirror. He's got himself a sky rear spoiler all over his front bumper. Is he going to go for it? He's in a Mustang, so we won't even ask the question if he's going to go for it into turn 12. We'll ask the question, how much better of an exit is he going to get than the Aston? And it is good enough to see him up that spot. And here, flying into the picture, is Grantas Karekis. It looked like it was Sir Foch that he was going to be duelling for 8th place, but it now looks like that honour has fallen to Jack Humble. Oh, and there's a bit of contact there. The Aston almost losing the back end. Karekis almost losing it as well, but they've both held on to it. That's given a bit more breathing space for Samir Foch in 7th. Eric Delfant not giving any breathing space to Michael Frey. Sheo Sullivan 4 down. Oh, and Gaskell is gaining time on Boothby, but we've got, a lap to go. Yeah, at this pace, it looks like Gaskell needs about another 2 laps to get within range. Oh, and that is very close. I've returned number 1 there. This is all just playing right into the hands of Philip Minar at the minute. Oh, Frey with another bit of a yellow flag. As Minar looking to propel himself from potentially 6th up to 4th place. Tepper and Flake are having themselves a battle. Karekis did get past Humble, as we saw. He is now up to 8th and a second down on Samir Foch with a lap and a half to go. Delfant looking to open up the corners through 7, 8, 9 and 10. Try and find a way past without giving any space or an opening to Philip Minar behind him. Minar, yeah, I mean, I was going to say he's an absolute predator in these positions, but what driver in the top 15, top 20, top 25 of this race aren't? When the Porsche has maybe run a bit deep there, he's tried to go for a big open corner, but the Mustang is going to absolutely destroy him in a straight line down straight number 2, and Philip Minar is going to be pulling a lot of slipstream from both the Porsche and the Mustang, and you can see just what that's doing to the top end speed of the Mustang. That is not even a competition. Philip Minar flies past Michael Frey, and once again through 13. Oh no, the Porsche has squirreled it on the way out. No, he's not. He's not squirreled it on the way outside. He's had a bit of a wiggle on the curbs. He's trying to keep his nose in it. He's mounted that sausage curb handsomely through turn 14 there. Maybe not the wisest place to do so, and that has given Minar 5th position. What a race this has been, and it's still on the go. Oh, I was going to say Samir Foch and Grantas Karekis could have a battle, but Michael Frey not done with Philip Minar, and Frey's gone back ahead of him. Frey's got the Porsche back ahead of him in the greasy conditions. Michael Frey, oh, and I tell you what, there's been a bit of contact there again. Oh, Boothby's won. Oh my goodness me, but so much battle. George Boothby has crossed the line and taken the race win, 4.5 seconds ahead of his teammate Sam Gaskell, and Shea O'Sullivan will round out the podium. Apologies, that will be me sacked for broadcasting again. Imagine missing the race winner crossing the line. Michael Frey and Philip Mina, the battle that kept us more than entertained to the end there. Karakas finishing 7th ahead of Sir Forsh. As we saw, Humble in 9th, Krosh in 10th, Sulmanov in 11th position, Flaig in 12th, and Tepper in 13th, Van Rossum, McVeigh rounding out the top 15. Lubislavsky down 10 but still ahead of Gary Head. Targazewski in 18th. Guida looks like he's going to cross the line in 19th. Good race for him, up 6 positions. Targazewski up 16, so not too bad there as they all cross the line. What a race that was, absolutely incredible. We'll get the drivers in for a quick word as well, which means I need to jump into here so we can set this up. And there we go, there is Boothby on the screen again. What a race for him. The pit stop strategy worked perfectly, made it up 10 positions no less to get himself on the top spot. He did manage to outdo Gaskell in finishing position, but Gaskell and O'Sullivan both making up 11 spots to round out the podium as we see more drivers crossing the line. Delphant, as we saw, finished in 4th. It's Michael Frey back to where he started in 5th position. Long time race leader after an incredible start, but was caught up by the rest of the aliens that were chasing him down. Let's face it, they're all alien level up in this one, aren't they? Absolutely no messing about at all. There we go. We'll just quickly grab that and that. We'll have a quick look at the results when they appear, but I can't confirm the top 10. Boothby, Gaskell, O'Sullivan top 3, Delphant and Frey 4th and 5th, Minar, Karakas 6th and 7th, Foch in 8th, Humble in 9th, and Krosh finishing in 10th for Fisher Esports, with Sulmanov started on pole, finishing in 11th place. Good points there. Flaig and Tepper 12th and 13th, and Van Rossum in 14th position. McVeigh crossed the line in 15th position. Not too bad at all. Let me grab that and that and that. And there we go. The drivers have very quickly made their way into the commentary box, so we will waste no time whatsoever. We'll get our driver that finished in 3rd place. And I'm delighted to say, first time I've ever spoken to him in an interview, and I've been a big, big fan of his for a long, long time now. And after an incredible drive tonight, I think we can all see why. Joining me after finishing 2nd in race 1 and 3rd in race number 2 is Visceral's Shea O'Sullivan. Shea, congratulations on the results tonight. How was particularly race 2, but race 1 as well? How was the evening's racing for you, good sir?
It was rough with the conditions, to say the least. I didn't do one lap of dry practice, only prepped like full wet, and then it was like slicks on a wet track. So it was basically just scramble things together and do what you can with it. Luckily, I feel like I somewhat got the decent side of it. Like, I got a decent result in race 1, and I mean, race 2 was just chaos from start to finish, to be honest.
Yes, and race 2, make sure it will be uploaded to YouTube. Things after, go back and watch it, because I know I will be as soon as we're finished. Yeah, I mean, it just shows the type of pace that you've got, Shea. You've got to, but you bundled that together with no wet practice. You managed to get a 2nd and a 3rd and a reverse order grid. As you say, race 2, absolute chaos. How much? Again, I love harping on about this. Right? How much do you enjoy that type of chaotic, mad dash, overtaking race? Do you prefer that to quietly leading the way and bringing home a race winner or a position, or do you enjoy getting your getting the sleeves rolled up, elbows out, and getting stuck into some good old-fashioned dodging, ducking, diving, weaving, and overtaking?
Sometimes it can be enjoyable to enjoy a slightly quieter style race, but it can be fun sometimes. it brings yeah, you have to manage things quite well with slower cars sometimes, and yeah, it's hectic, but yeah, it can be very fun.
I also want to quickly ask you about race number 1. You got the quickest lap of the race, but your teammate ahead of you. At any point in time, you're on the microphone screaming, "Team orders! I'm quicker! Let me through!"
I wasn't, unfortunately, but I thought about sending a move, but as it was my team vote, I didn't want to do anything stupid.
Yeah, no, and yeah, very good result. Grantas not having the best race in race number 2. Did manage to finish in the top 10 though, so quite the comeback. Visceral looking very strong this season, and you yourself, how are you looking forward to Spa next week, Shay?
Yeah, I fairly looking forward to it. Like, it's not one of my favourite tracks in the world, but I mean, Spa with this format, I think, should be quite fun.
Yeah, well, that was going to be my next question as well. You've probably already been asked this season, but how are you finding the format? 20 minutes, then 40 minutes. From a viewer's perspective, incredible. We are loving it. How are the drivers finding it?
It can be very fun with like race 1's more of just a normal race, but just shorter. But race 2 can be quite fun, having to make your way back up to the front, and you don't really have to manage as much. It's just you're somewhat flat out the entire race, so it's a bit more enjoyable taking a slight management side out of it.
Yeah. As everyone knows, the tyre pressure management in this game, it will keep you on your toes. Yes, most certainly does. And you kept the rest of the field on their toes tonight, Shay. That is an absolutely immaculate drive. Visceral taking the top 2 spots in race 1, and you back on the podium in race number 2. We'll get a look at the standings on screen for the overall championship stand. What do you think your chances are going forward? I mean, it's a strong field, but I'd imagine you are in this to win this.
Yeah, winning it is the end goal, really. I suppose for everyone, it is very nice to win it, but yeah, we'll just see what the rest of the season brings.
Indeed. Ooh, a couple of changes in the standings. I will reveal those once we've done the winners interview. But Shay, I will let you go, and we will crack on with the rest of the interviews. But again, phenomenal driving tonight in both races. Incredibly well done, and absolutely cannot wait to see what you do at Spa next week.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, not as much as we appreciate the entertainment. There we go, race fans. There he is, Shay O'Sullivan. I might be a bit of a fanboy. I think you all know why after a performance like that. But yeah, Sam will go for some celebratory champagne, and I will quickly crack on with Mr. Sam Gaskell. Finds himself back up on the podium here in race number 2 after an incredible night's racing for the 255 team. He hunted down his teammate Boothby in race 1 and was hunting him down in race number 2. Couldn't quite catch him though, Sam, but still a podium in second place in race 2. Not a bad outing for the evening.
No, it's good. I mean, considering the prep we did, we weren't really expecting to do, I think, as well as we did, or at least have the pace we did, especially in the second race. But, I mean, yeah, first race went smooth, and then the second race was just carnage, frankly, like it's always going to be at wet COTA. So there are a few close calls here and there, and definitely towards the end with Fry, you know, I had to kind of pull my finger out and just juke him into a mistake, which ultimately led me to getting past, but yeah, no, it's good points.
Yeah, and Frey as well made up 32 places in race 1 and then led race 2 for quite some time, so I was beside myself with joy when everyone started battling. I can tell you, it's an absolute broadcaster and commentator's delight watching that type of stuff. The pit stops, I've mentioned this before, you need to be on point with your laps, you need to be on point with your consistency, and your pit stops need to be absolutely on point as well. And there was drivers that went slightly earlier and they definitely benefited, Sam. How was your pit stop tonight? Did you stick to your original plan, or did you react to the other drivers around you?
To be honest, we didn't really have a plan, and yeah, like you said, I mean, we just reacted to, you know, what Fry and Humble were doing. Because, to be honest, it was at that stage where we weren't sure whether changing tyres or not was quicker. I obviously did, and so did Shay. Ultimately, we lost a lot of time. We lost 5 seconds, but, you know, because of that gap I already had to the guys behind, I managed to, you know, either come up right next to them or stay ahead. But, yeah, changed tires, and unluckily with the defense from Fryer, I wasn't able to catch George, even though I was like a second and a half quicker because of tires. But yeah, it was a good race.
It really was a good race. I did ask Shay, how were you finding the format with the 20-minute starting race and then the feature race with the top 15 reverse grid? Slight twist on the normal season format. From a viewer's point of view, it's phenomenal. How are you finding it as a driver, Sam?
The exact opposite, in my opinion. It is like I'm not going to talk smack because obviously I'm one of their drivers, but I am not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm more of a sprint race type of guy where it's an hour race there and there. I really enjoyed it when it was just obviously that would make some cars like Nissan, for example, was absolutely like a monster when Amadeo was driving it. And obviously Amadeo is a really good driver. But then I'd have a car like that as well. It's crazy. So I understand the new format, but it is carnage. Like, I'm sure it's great for the viewers, but it is a night. Like the first race is kind of just like the warm up. It's generating the warm up for the second race, and then the second race is can you survive turn one, especially a wet COTA as well. So I'm not a fan, but it's definitely interesting.
Well, we certainly are fans. How are you feeling ahead of Spa next week?
Oh, it's Spa. I didn't even check. Well, good. I mean, last time I drove Spa, I did well. So, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
That just shows you the level of capability that these drivers have, folks. Doesn't even know what the next race is. He's still going to rock up and get a podium, though. It is so annoying. He's a nice guy. He's really quick. Just leave some for the rest of us, Sam, please. That would be great. Thank you. Yeah. Phenomenal run tonight, and I will share the standings on stream in a moment, so do stay tuned. But I can say there has been some movement in the overall championship standings.
I think I might have gone up like a place or two. Yeah, I'm P3 now on the website.
Sam! Spoiler alert, folks. There we go. You can't trust the drivers, can you? They're an absolute nightmare.
Nope.
But Sam, I will let you go and celebrate, and we'll get Mr. Boothby in. He will be impatiently waiting in his chat. Of course, we'll be ready to unleash the TTV on him as soon as we start. So, congratulations once again, Sam. Another well-earned podium. Phenomenal drive again by Team 255 tonight. And as I was saying to Shay, I cannot wait to see what comes from Spa next week.
That's for sure. But yeah, thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you very much. There he is then, ladies and gents. It is Sam Gaskell finishing in second place this evening. He was hunted down. There we go. We got him arguing with the chat. He was hunted down in race number 1 by Mr. Boothby, and then tried to hunt him down in race 2. No tyre change. Seeing a 5-second turnaround, the undercut of the gods, Mr. Boothby. A phenomenal race win. How was tonight's racing for you, good sir?
That was a mega race. I knew I had really good pace, because in race 1 I was just stuck, but I knew I had a lot of pace in the tank. So yeah, the second race I was just thinking, do whatever I can to get clear air, and yeah, it was hard, and I had to be really, careful. And there's quite a lot of times where, I could have been taken out, but I had to move to avoid a send, or do something, lift my brakes, not get taken out. But you just got to be really aware in these situations. And just didn't want to get killed, and I managed to do that. And I was in a position where, look, if I can change tires, and on paper that'll be the quickest, or I can get the jump on people. And I thought to be honest, I'll get the jump on people, and the people behind me were my teammates, so I thought, if they overtake me, it is what it is, right? So, but thankfully, it looked like chaos was happening behind. Frey in the Porsche was the Great Wall of China and just held everyone back. So that saved my race, and I think if Sam was able to get through a couple laps earlier, because he was over a second a lot quicker, he would have got me, but thankfully it was enough, and we had even a few laps spare, if it had gone a bit longer. So I'm just super happy. Got again a little bit of lucky, I guess, that my strategy paid off like that, but you got to take him.
Yeah, when did you come up with the strategy? I have to ask, when did you make the decision not to change tyres? Was that a premeditated decision at the start of the race, or as the race developed, as you were saying, you thought, I need to get some clear air? The best way to do that is just not change tyres and absolutely go for it? Or was that a premeditated pit stop strategy that you had planned?
I was the guy on the team saying I'm definitely changing tires. So, so when we went into that, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely changing them. It's going to be so slow. But as soon as I jumped people and I saw how much Frey was defending the moment that Aston got even like within a millimeter of him, I was like, no, this is... I know what's going to happen here. So, and I didn't have enough fuel to keep going. And if I change tires, it takes a couple laps to warm them up. So, it would have been really... I would have had a slow out lap, probably lost positions. So what? No, I'm just gonna see what happens. Take the risk, take the gamble, and yeah, it paid off. Just simply because of track position. So
yeah, there you go, folks. You heard it here first. Boothby threw his teammates under the bus by telling him he wasn't going to change tyres. Listen, you've got to do what you've got to do to bring home the race wins, George. I get it. I have asked the other drivers, how are you yourself finding the format? 20-minute racing in the top 15 reversing the feature. Again, we are loving it in the broadcast booth and at home watching. How are you yourself finding it?
I'm finding the first race is... A lot of people aren't really going for sends and stuff because they don't want to... drop out of the top 15, basically. So the first race, it's a race. Silverstone was really fun, I thought. So it kind of depends, I guess. Some tracks are obviously cater towards overtaking more than others. But yeah, it's all about that second race, man. That second race is fantastic. I think it's the best thing that's happened to Pro Series. I absolutely love it. It doesn't just mean overall pace. You've got to use your head a lot and take a risk sometimes, right? Calculate a risk. So yeah, I think it's fantastic, and I'm glad that they've done this. It's awesome.
Excellent. Love to hear it. We're going into Spa next week, George, and I can reveal to everyone at home that didn't go check the website and listen to Sam when he completely threw us under the bus with his finishing position. Going into Spa next week, George, you are championship leader with a 28-point lead over Grantis Karekis in second. Sam, your teammate, in third place. That's not too bad a turnaround after the two races tonight.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. The way you win a championship is being in P1, so I'm gonna do what I can to keep it that way. Spa's a pretty good track for me. I know my teammates are pretty good there as well, so it should be fun, and I think that's going to be a good track with this reverse grid format as well.
Oh yeah, oh yes. I'm almost sorry I'm not going to be the one broadcast. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm glad because I get to sit with my feet up and enjoy Christian covering it while I just enjoy the action. O'Sullivan, your teammate Philip Minard up to 5th position. He's got himself ahead of Eric Delfant, Foch in 7th, Flaig in 8th, Buers in 9th, and Croche in 10th place going into next week. An incredible calendar, as you say. Spa next week. It promises to be an absolute barn burner. What is the Mustang like around there? Because around COTA tonight, I think dominant is probably understatement of the decade.
Yeah, I think the Ford is still going to be really fast at Spa. I think we're going to see the same sort of thing. I think a lot of it obviously is due to a lot of the guys that are pretty quicker in the Ford. But then obviously the reverse grid race, it could throw some curveballs. I mean, we saw McLaren win last week, so I think Spa is a track that everyone's good at as well. COTA, it's very technical, so you see a lot of variation in the times. Spa is also very popular, so I think we'll see a lot more fast people in different cars, and yeah, that second race you could definitely see a surprise win, I reckon.
No, well, fingers crossed. I'm absolutely here for it. So here's hoping.
Or me.
I know which one you're hoping for. Quick note to the 255 team: ignore whatever George tells you about tyre strategy next week. That'll be the way to get past them. So there we go. But George, congratulations! Phenomenal racing. Race 1, hunted it down, couldn't quite get the move. Race 2, strategy call on point to bring home the race win and get yourself a championship lead. So yeah, congratulations on tonight's efforts and all the best going into Spa next week.
Cheers, thank you very much, appreciate it. Bye.
There we go then, folks. That is Mr. George Boothby himself bringing home another race win. 255 doing well tonight, and of course Visceral not too shabby either. The full standings for the championship have been on the screen. All 142 drivers that have taken part in the championship so far. Of course, the top split will take part again next week for round number 3 of the CaseKing.de Pro Series. There we go, and I confirmed it is Spa, which will be followed by Barcelona, and then my beloved Red Bull Ring. So many good tracks on this, and with the format, you can hear the mix of the drivers there. Yeah, very polar opposites on what they think of the format, and yeah, makes it all that more interesting. Of course, the prizes: the drivers vying €1,000 in cash for third place, the FGT Pro Bundle for second, and €2,500 for first place. Still a long way to go before that is decided. I'll be back again for more of the action soon. It'll be Christian Romano leading us through next week's action. As I mentioned, I think I'm back for the Endurance Series on Sunday, so I will see you then. Thank you to everyone. We've had so many follows this evening. Oh, and I've just looked at the chat. Thank you. The German LFM channel has jumped in. Prana, yeah, I love seeing these teams drive. We had Benil with a follow as well. Paulins on with a follow as well. We've got the LFM patron in the chat, the LFM socials, and of course the 10% discount for Go setups. So go get yourself some fast setups and enjoy. Way to go, George, says Alan Patterson on YouTube as well. Thank you to everyone for all the likes and thumbs up and subscribes on the YouTube channel as well. Almost as much going on off track as there was on track. What a night that was. Some phenomenal driving, defending, overtaking strategy, and incredibly well-deserved podiums from the drivers out there. But that is all we have time for from myself this evening. My name has been John Wright. That has been an absolute pleasure once again, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Until then, stay safe, take it easy, and have a great rest of your night. Good night.